we're going to move on to this permaban hypocrisy, which I love. They actually were advocating for yours truly to be permanently banned from YouTube. What? For what? For what? Well, let's see.
You remember when he had his 1 week ban?
Yeah.
Ethan Clash should be perma-banned.
Why?
The man docked someone on a live.
Yeah, I saw that.
God, I'd like to know who this guy is, man.
I know who he is.
Does he have an online persona?
No. He's a producer.
Okay, if you don't know who Olivia is, she's the loser feminist researcher who spends all her day on Reddit boards and thinks that's research.
That was a lot about you.
Dunked.
He knows a lot about my girl. Loser feminist.
Girl, give me a better selfie if you're going to put one in also.
You look good.
I
Don't worry.
hate that one. People on Reddit like to use that one.
Why? They always
That
use
is
this.
such a flex if that's your worst photo.
Yeah.
That is so kind of you to say.
Definitely.
I've got that like goofy, I can't even look at her.
Okay, so the way she found this dude's name, who they incorrectly doxed, is she went on a Reddit post and looked at the comments and then found his name and think that was reliable information. Keep in mind, this is one of the largest podcasts on YouTube.
Thank you for acknowledging that.
How they run their...
Amen, brother. Someone called me on Twitter today a twink. That got me going. That I'm still riding that high.
So got it.
Still riding that high.
The #1 podcast in the world.
Uncle Howie, baby.
Yeah, so I'll just let it play.
Producer and
Really?
songwriter. Yeah.
God, I hope that man's life is ruined for this.
I hope so too.
Oh, someone says, "Why are you protecting the abuser's identity?" I don't give a fuck. I don't give me his. Yeah, I don't give a shit. I want this guy's life ruined. Are you kidding me? Okay, first of all, they mute the name. That is his name.
Yes.
First of all, they also have a tendency of like building up this whole like mythology of something small I did, and then every episode they talk about it, it gets worse and worse and worse. This is one of the things.
So what happened is I really fucked up and I feel horrible ever that you have to answer for this mistake that I made. The name was correct. I said the wrong occupation, which was horrible and shouldn't have happened. And we quickly corrected it and I apologized and I will forever be making up for it. Hate that mistake. I cringe every day about it.
Loser feminist.
I'm a loser feminist.
I wish you could see Olivia when we were playing that clip right now. She was going like this. And
Listen.
Yeah.
We all make mistakes. But do we actually know what doxing is? Like, that's a pretty serious... what the fuck? Do you know what... Like, we said the name, which was his name, and his occupation. We never showed his Instagram page.
Just we said what business he was in and it was wrong.
We never showed his Instagram page.
No.
Or his face. Did we show his face or anything like that? No, we didn't show anything.
You say the handle? Instagram handle?
I don't remember, but I don't think so.
you did. I think it was...
I don't think so.
You described him...
described the wrong person, and then people may have gone and found the wrong person.
So, but the interesting part is, besides not showing his Instagram or his picture or anything, we immediately corrected the record, and we even talked to the guy during the same episode, cleared it all up,
Turns
no harm,
out
no foul.
He went to high school with my sister.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, he's very nice.
And then I think he even said something like, "Thanks for all the love, H3," and it was like,
Yeah.
was
He
all
had posted
good.
on his story.
So, like, as far as doxing goes, I'm having a hard time getting.
What you did to
doxing
yourself
stuff.
the other week was that was doxing.
When I showed my
When
personal
you showed your
number.
phone number 4 times in a row or whatever it was.
But like, so that's a permanent ban? I mean, just for saying the right name but the wrong occupation? And it wasn't good. We all acknowledge that, but I feel like we did good in doing the right thing immediately and recovering.
The only person you've doxed is yourself.
And that's the way it should be, baby.
Twice.
All day, every day.
Maybe 3 times.
Maybe 3.
Shout out to members who get my personal phone number. I'll be dropping my new phone number next Tuesday. Okay, so listen, if I should be permanently banned for that, then I got an issue with them. Oh, they actually have this to say too, which is pretty fun. Here, I'll just play this.
It's not unexpected because it's what I expect from the H3 band. The same people who falsely accuse other people or dox people for fun. Like, this is what the kind of stuff that they do.
Wrong people.
Like, he's talking about, these guys are such cowards. Like, bro, you are doxing people. You should be banned off this platform. Did you forget that? You just doxed a random person online for no reason. Then you sat there afterwards and brought this false accuser against Fresh and Fit just because you hate them. Like, how you gonna call me a scum and a coward?
As you see, as he continues to talk about it, it's this mythology of, oh, you dox someone for no reason.
For fun.
What?
For fun.
For fun. It was fun. You loved it. You do it because it's just part of your persona. Ethan Klein, he's just doxing people. Now let's talk about you guys, now that we've addressed that. Because I think we're going to have a problem here. Some of you may remember there was a 19-year-old girl who reached out to us and said she had a terrible date with Myron of Fresh and Fit. We vetted her heavily just to confirm that this date did happen and that she was at his house and all this stuff. We confirmed that, so we knew she wasn't just making shit up. And when she called in, she basically just described their bad date. And at one point, she said that he lifted up her top to see her breasts. And then he made some negative comment about her breast. And I didn't know that, but at the moment, I was like, oh, that sounds like possibly assault. That was the only time I brought it up in the interview. And so they went on this whole crusade, not just against me, but specifically about the 19-year-old girl who they called a liar, like disgusting. I mean, they said, they were really going on about this girl, okay? Here's what they said about this 19-year-old girl
and even if
who called in to describe her bad date with Myron. And you tell me where's the malice, okay? Go ahead.
And that's the thing. You could have just said that. You could have just said that.
Who talks like that?
And even if he said that, he made a comment about your boobies. Was it worth all the lie? All of that? Now you just look stupid, Danielle.
Yeah.
I'm saying your name because motherfuckers have to know your name. The same way you try to frame a motherfucker like that, people need to know who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
Just so they know that you're a piece of shit. You want to frame them as a piece of shit, but the biggest piece of shit in this story is you.
Yep.
It's you.
Yep.
It's you, my girl.
You and Ethan Klein, who didn't even say anything to
Shit.
the story and kept these like what?
You a big ass loser. That's you. You want to frame us as a big loser? It's all you. All.
Okay, so thank you for the contribution, by the way, from Preach on that one. Her picture, by the way, is in this thumbnail. I don't need to show it because there's no reason to even make her further subject. But her face is prominently detailed in the thumbnail. And he's literally saying, people need to know your name. What the fuck? Now, this is malicious doxing. You showed her face and her name, which wasn't public. That's doxing. You making private information public with a malicious intent. Now, tell me which is worse. Now, wait till I get into the actual facts of this, the basis of this onslaught of horrible things they're saying about her. It's a whole bunch of silly fucking nonsense because at the end of the day, Myron admits to the worst part. And we'll get into all that later, but you tell me what the fuck is worse, bro. That's actually nauseating, what he did here. It's dangerous and it's fucked up. Sending a straight up army of angry, feminist-hating men to go harass her. I should be kicked off YouTube for doxing. That shit's fucking nasty, nasty behavior. And by the way, they're talking about Myron, a 35-year-old man, trying to fuck a 19-year-old.
Who they don't like and make fun of all the time. But when an accuser comes along, solidarity.
Solidarity, my brothers.
Dudes rock.
I hate them, but you know what I hate worse? Feminists. We can lock arms in that. Dab me up. So people are saying, why are they immediately assuming she's lying? The reasons are absurd. Like, absurd. And you know what? My only regret, honestly, in this is not defending her sooner. Because the way that they fucking went after her for that call was unforgivable. I mean, just fucked. She didn't deserve any of that, man. Ugh. So there it is. Here's Fresh and Fit, who I get them mixed up. They really are so similar. Here is the anti-doxing crusaders, Babylon Reach. One more time for the people in back.
The same way you try to frame a motherfucker all the lie, all of that. Now you just look stupid, Danielle.
Yeah.
He's also implying here that she did it. She's lying specifically because he made fun of her boobies.
Right.
That's pretty interesting.
It's also, I mean, you did suggest as a question when you were speaking to her, like, that sounds kind of like assault is what you said.
Yeah.
And she immediately said no. And so when he's talking about frame them, there was no framing. There wasn't really even a crime alleged. It was just he's an embarrassing loser was kind of like the thrust of the call.
And who's framing when they're titling their video fake Me Too allegations when there was no allegation?
It wasn't a Me Too allegation.
Yeah,
it was I went on a pseudo date with this fucking weirdo, and it was a horrible experience. And I
also, like, this guy who's like obsessed with being an alpha has no game at all. Like no game.
Right.
That to me is funny and interesting.
That's the real
Yeah.
irony, and the reason we found it interesting is he's giving dating advice, but he's
zero game.
zero game, negative charisma.
And so, anyway, we'll get more into that later. We'll talk about that whole saga. But here they are saying she lied because he made fun of her boobies, which, of course, you know, feminists do. They just lie about SA for revenge, you know, like women do.
Look at you crazy now.
Just gymnastics. And that's the thing. You could have just said that. You could have just said that.
Who talks like that?
And even if he said that, he made a comment about your boobies. Was it worth all the lie?
I mean, right? He's implying. He said that, and then you lied. Was it worth it? Okay. Y'all are killing it. Y'all are just killing it. Love to see it. People need to know her name. So nasty. You should pull that. And by the way, just to compare, Amaranth's husband, or ex-husband, I don't know what the status is, was physically, but like the abuse that she was undergoing, the control was insane, and it was taking place live. So yeah, that guy is a fucking giant piece of shit.
Well, that's where the problem is. You were worked up because you were defending a woman in the moment, where they're defending a man. So, L.
And that guy is
L. Fucking L.
listen, that guy is guilty as shit. Okay, fuck him. Like it's on video. Now we got the name.
And again, we're not defending the mistake. Olivia and Ethan both acknowledged that that was bad.
Then and now.
Then and now, in the moment, reached out to the person that was mistakenly identified, apologized. I suspect nothing like that has occurred on their end with this girl.
No.
Yeah.
No, they're leading with malice.
Right.
Their intent is malice. One more time. I didn't play it.
And
It's
even
just so
if he
you guys
said
get
that,
the impact of this. How
He
fucked
said
this
that.
is.
He made a comment about your boobies. Was it worth all the lie? All of that? Now you just look stupid, Danielle.
Yeah.
I'm saying your name because motherfuckers have to know your name. The same way you try to frame a motherfucker like that, people need to know who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
Just so they know that you're a piece of shit. You want to frame them as a piece of shit, but the biggest piece of shit in this story is you.
Yep.
And her face zoomed in, prominently featured on the thumbnail. Awesome. Really cool, guys. Good job sending a mob of angry men to harass a 19-year-old. You know, listen, if you think 19-year-olds act wild and are immature, then as a 35-year-old, maybe don't date them. My advice.